channel. Today we are going to be starting a video that I'm super excited about and honestly a little nervous because I don't know how it's gonna go, but we are going to give it our best shot. So we're gonna be reading or attempting to read 200 pages a day for the next few days, and I don't know, 200 pages is a lot. I definitely could do 100, maybe even 150, but 200 I'm really gonna have to like set aside time to make sure I'm reading. And I don't know, I've just seen so many people attempt this and not even be able to get close to it. So we're gonna cross our fingers and get a bunch of books read. So the first book I'm gonna be reading in this video is Happy Place by Emily Henry. I am so excited to finally be reading this. I got it in the mail on Amazon because it was on sale a couple weeks ago. So I went ahead and ordered it and I just can't wait. I feel like I'm so behind. Everyone else has already read it and everyone loves it. So we're going to see what we think about it. Hopefully it's a 5-star book because I have been on the hunt for a 5-star read. So we're gonna go ahead and read this. I haven't started this book yet, so we're gonna see if we can get to page 200 today, which honestly is like a lot of this book. It's like this much. I would be over halfway. So I'm gonna get to work and I will let you know how many pages I get read today. Hey guys, popping in to give you an update on day 1 of attempting to read 200 pages a day. So I read up until I went to bed last night, and we actually went to bed early. We ended up taking a melatonin to help us go to sleep. So I physically could not keep my eyes open to finish the last part that I had to get to 200. So I only made it to page 155 yesterday. So I was short. I did not make it to 200 pages, but I feel like 155 is a lot. Like I made it to 155 pages. That's pretty good. So I'm proud of that. I know I didn't hit the 200 page mark. We will just have to try again today. Unfortunately, I've been on the go today, so it's already almost 4 o'clock and I have not read a single page. So I'm gonna pick up where I left off on Happy Place yesterday, and I'm gonna keep reading and see if I can make it 200 pages today. I don't know, 200 pages is a lot. Like you have to sit down and be reading a lot to make 200 pages. Oh, but I did also want to show you, I just made this. It's a little ghost garland. I just took the back few pages of one of my books and cut out little ghosts. So now I have a little ghost garland from book pages in my living room. I think it's just so cute. We're gonna keep reading. I guess I should give you guys an update on like what I think about the book. Even though I didn't make it 200 pages, it's still gonna kind of be a reading vlog too. So far what I've read, it feels like the hype is justified for Happy Place. I feel like I'm able to connect a lot with this book so far because it just feels like it's my group of friends and we're meeting up and catching up, and I feel like it's just really relatable where all these characters are at in their life and then where me and all of my friends are at in our life. So I feel like I'm like, oh, this just feels like we're all going through the same things together. And right now I love Harriet and Wynn, and I love that we're learning about their relationship and kind of how they got together. I'm just so nervous to find out like what happened, why they broke up, why they're not, like why they called off their engagement. I don't know. It just makes me really nervous because I'm really liking them in their relationship and their whole friend group. I don't know. I feel like every time they say something, I'm just kind of on edge, like wondering like who did what and what went wrong and when it went wrong. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna keep reading tonight, see if I can get to 200 pages and figure out more of what's going on. Hey guys, so I just remembered that I needed to update you guys on the last couple of days of trying to read 200 pages a day. We were so busy yesterday, I completely forgot to even let you know how Friday night went. Friday night, I think I started on page 1. It was like 173 or something. I put the clip in here, so it was around that. It was like 173, I think. And I ended up reading 200 pages on Friday. I am so proud of myself, and it actually worked out perfectly because Happy Place only has like 370 or 380 pages. So it was the perfect amount. I just finished up Happy Place and I got my 200 pages in for Friday. So I was so excited and I was so proud of myself. So once I finished Happy Place, I honestly was just kind of like sitting there thinking about it. And I just loved this book. I feel like it was so good for someone in their 20s to read like me. It just kind of like reminds you that you don't have to have it all figured out. Everyone's timeline is so different and there's always time to change what you want to do in your life. Like, you don't have to have it all figured out all the time. I don't know. I just thought the message behind this book was so good. The relationships in this book were so good. You have like the found family, you know, the college friends, but then you also have Win and Harriet and their relationship and how they're kind of finding themselves, but also figuring out how that works with their relationship as well. I just absolutely loved it. I actually gave it 5 stars. It has been so long since I've read a book that I gave 5 stars, and when I finished this one, I was like, there's no doubt. I just loved the characters. I loved the storyline. There wasn't any part of it that I didn't like, which normally there's some things that I can like pick out about books that I don't like, but I couldn't for this one. I just loved everything about it. I think this is a really good one for people to read in their 20s or getting ready to be in their 20s or even in your 30s. Like, just a reminder that like you can always change what your life looks like and you don't have to be stuck doing the same thing. And the most important thing is being happy. I was pleasantly surprised with Happy Place, and I am so glad that I read it this month. Emily Henry, loved it. So after I finished Happy Place, I decided not to read anymore that night just because I've been reading a lot. And then yesterday, Saturday, we had a super busy day, so I only actually read a couple pages in the morning. I only got 18 pages into Flawless by Elsie Silver, but this is gonna be my next read, and I'm hoping today that I can actually get 200 pages. I'm on page 18, so my goal is to get to page 218 today. Hopefully we can do that. That would be like this much of the book, so I think that that is fair. I also have it downloaded on my Kindle, so that helps a lot whenever I'm trying to read. It just helps. I can read it in different positions. I can read it like while I'm cooking, while I'm doing other stuff. And I will update you guys later on how much I'm able to read today. Okay guys, I'm back with a little update on my reading 200 pages a day. So I can't remember if I updated you on Sunday or not, but I think I actually only read like 20 pages. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm pretty sure it was like 20. And then yesterday, which was Monday, I read so much. I was just trying to hit my 200 page mark, but I just like kept reading and reading and reading. Hold on, let me turn my Kindle off dark mode. I was laying in bed and I had my Kindle, so it was so easy to read, and I seriously just kept reading and could not stop. And I read to page 263, which is chapter 23 in the book. So actually I read more than I thought, because on my Kindle it says I read to page 263, but in the book it's actually 279. So I read from page like 35 to 279 yesterday. So I read the majority of the book, and it was just getting so good that I couldn't put it down. I was like, okay, one more chapter. And then I was like, okay, one more chapter. And then it was 10:45. And then I was like, just a little bit more. And then I got up and it was midnight. And then I was like, okay, just a little bit more. And then it was 12:45. And I was like, okay, I actually need to go to bed. I have surpassed my 200 pages, but the book was just getting so good that I couldn't stop reading. So that's where I'm at right now. It's getting so good. I don't want to give any spoilers, but the couple that this book is about, they finally just got together, and I feel like the tension throughout this whole book has been so nicely paced that I haven't lost interest, and like I was so excited that I just kept reading and reading and reading because I could feel that something was gonna happen soon, and it just made me so excited. So far, I love this book way more than I thought I was actually going to. I just thought it was gonna be like a cute romance, and I wasn't gonna be like super obsessed with it, but I'm obsessed with it right now. It is so good. I think my expectations were really low for it, so now that I'm reading it and I'm really loving it, I'm like really excited. I don't know if I've actually like told you what it's about. So the two main characters in this are Rhett, and he's a bull rider, and then Summer, she works at his like PR agency, and he pretty much lost a really big sponsor. So she's kind of like babysitting him now to make sure he stays out of trouble. So she's going with him to all of his rodeos that he has right now. And then she's also staying at the farm with him and his family and just kind of watching over, make sure he's staying out of trouble, trying to get him like back in the good graces of all of the rodeo fans and his sponsors to make sure he can keep them. I finally just got to the part where things have progressed in their relationship and I'm loving it. It is so freaking cute. But anyway, yeah, I'm loving the whole Eaton family. They're so cute. I love that. I love all of the brothers and the dad, and they all live together and work on the farm together. And it's just really cute. I am liking it way more than I thought I was going to, so I am pleasantly surprised. So I think I was gonna end this video here, but I think I'm gonna try today is my last day of reading 200 pages. I'm gonna try to finish it today, see if I can get it done. I've been attempting to read 200 pages a day for the last 5 days, and I've only succeeded on 2 of those days. So today will be the 6th day that I'm attempting this, and hopefully I can do it, and then I'm good for 50% of the days. Like, we did half, and that's pretty good. This was hard. I don't know, I was expecting 200 pages to be super easy, but it wasn't. It's really hard to find time to do it. And I think maybe my problem too was that I did this over a weekend, and I was really busy on Saturday and Sunday, so I did not get time to read like at all on those days, so they were like automatic losses for me. Okay, I will let you know how my reading goes today and if I get 200 pages. Okay guys, coming in to check in because yesterday was my last day of attempting to read 200 pages a day. I did not make my 200 pages a day yesterday because I finished Flawless and it was only, let me see, I read from page 280 to 427. So I was so close. 280 to 427, like I was almost there. I just finished the book and I didn't want to start another one yesterday, so I didn't make it. So I unfortunately failed this challenge the majority of the days. Like, I think maybe only 2 of the days I actually read 200 pages, but that's really freaking hard. Wild. So props to the people who can actually read 200 pages a day because that is just crazy. But I finally finished Flawless by Elsie Silver and I ate this up. Like, I loved this book so much. I read it so fast. I had no problem picking this up and reading it, and then when I was reading it, I did not want to put it down. Like, I stayed up till like 2 in the morning one night reading it just because it was so good and I was just eating it up. I loved Rhett, I loved Summer, I loved their relationship, I loved the whole family, I loved Chestnut Springs, I loved the rodeo. I seriously just loved everything about this. I'm so excited that I have this whole series downloaded on my Kindle already, so I can start them anytime I want. I don't have to wait until I get the physical book. But oh my gosh, it was so good. If you have not read this book yet, I think you should definitely read it. I loved it. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Like, it was so good, don't get me wrong. Again, I feel like it's hard for romance books to give me that 5-star feeling, but I seriously ate it up. Like, I loved it, so good. It's just one of those that I loved it while I was reading it, but I don't think I'm probably going to think about it much after I'm done reading it. I could be wrong. Maybe in a couple days I'm still going to be thinking about it, but I feel like it's just one of those, like, you think about it when you see it or when you're reading it, but then you don't really think about it outside of that. Unlike A Court of Thorns and Roses that I physically could not like live real life while I was reading it. I had to keep reading it and that's all I was thinking about when I wasn't reading it. There's just another type of feeling you get when it's 5 stars. It's still so good. I highly recommend everyone should read it. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm so excited that this challenge is finished because this is so hard. Anyway, that is gonna be all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you in my next video.